Airplanes, I still can't I can't kick that feeling when the thing goes, the
Yeah.
turbulence or whatever.
What
Yeah,
was
like
that? What was that?
I
Get
re-
the oxygen masks. Yo, we got planes crashing. We got
yeah,
drone attacks.
drone attacks.
There's
Yeah,
some stuff going on out there right
we got
now,
some Iron Dome failures,
right? We
right?
got stuff going on. Like, first of all, when I get on a plane, I'm expecting 100% success. You know what I mean? Like I don't want there to be a margin. I don't want there to be like this year 364 of our 365 flights landed safely.
But how can you expect that just being on the Earth?
I just want that. I want that reassurance. I don't want them to say to me, "Hey, most of the flights have come back to the
But,
ground
but you've never
safely."
had that. You've never ever a day in your life had that assurance that that wouldn't happen. There's always
Really?
that chance. What are you talking about? Planes come down all the time. They're just more
In
often
in
lately.
Canada,
In Canada? I
don't
don't
they
know.
always seem to be in like, these other like sketchier places? Like I'm not saying India's sketchy,
Well,
but
no. Did you see
what I'm
that
trying to
guy jump
say,
out of the plane? Did you see a guy survived and he
there's one
jumped
guy who
out?
survived. Yeah, and he was in the same seat as another guy who survived. So I got to look into this
Two people survived?
from another plane crash before.
What?
So it
This
was
is
like the
the
specific seat that this guy was in. There was
there
another crash where there was only one guy who survived, and he was sitting in the same seat.
there's your assurance right there. Get that seat.
So I gotta find
Uh,
out what seat
right?
that is.
And be ready to jump.
I need to know. And you know what I'm gonna do when the thing starts going down? Who's ever in that seat, I'm coming for you.
Holy
You
Jesus.
take my seat, I'll take your seat. Trust me, the odds are the same. I won't tell them the truth, but I want that seat.
Maybe they know and they're not going to give it up and they'll fight you to
We're
the
having a
death.
fight to the death on the
Uh,
plane while it's
they
going
don't
down.
know.
I want to be in that seat.
You're going to take them down. What if they have a shiv? Are you prepared if they got if they snuck something on to defend the
Listen,
seat, TK?
I never leave home without my shift.
Oh, you'll have a shiv. So we
Listen,
don't
I got
need
daddy
any.
issues.
We don't.
I make sure that I got my shiv on me just in case something goes down at all times.
Well, you have different daddy issues than I must have because I don't have a shiv, nor do I even have a knife, TK. Forget
Well,
about a shiv. But hold on a
I
second.
make mine once I get on the plane, right? That's how I get. That's how I do it.
Okay, so hold on a second here. So, did you see the footage though of the guy jumping out of the plane?
No.
And he apparently, yeah, apparently, I don't know. I saw a video of a guy that zoomed in and you see this little thing fly out and then it explodes. What
Yeah.
if that was the guy who set the explosives and just kind of knew that he should jump out?
I don't think that's what happened, and I don't think that we should spread that rumor. You know,
Well, it won't go
the
very
guy's
far here.
okay. Yeah, there's the guy's okay. He's safe. Everybody on the plane, and not so much.
Not so
And I mean, it's
much.
sad when your family members go on a
We
plane. Do
shouldn't
you ever
joke
think about
about
that?
this.
Do you ever think about that? Are you ever
Oh,
like, you're going on a
my
plane?
my family
Can you
members,
text me when you land safely?
like my parents or my kids, because it's
Sure,
a
your kids.
different fantasy.
Sure,
No,
the person who you care about the most,
the
obviously,
most.
you're
No,
gonna be texting them and going like, "Hey, did you arrive safe? Are you home?" Da, 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 da. Like
yeah,
it's a thought.
yeah, it's a thought.
But you actually you're somebody who when you go on a plane, you have a little bit of
I'm
anxiety.
holding tight, man. I'm holding
Yeah, you have
tight
a little
for
bit of
sure.
anxiety
A
there,
hundred percent. And now that I know that my son has some of the anxiety, it
Yeah,
enhances mine because I'm
because now you're worried about him
worried
being
about
worried.
right. So
Yeah,
and I'm like trying to put on a brave face, right?
yeah.
And I'm like, how's he doing? How's he doing? Is he okay? No, I'm not a puker or anything. I just start to think things that I shouldn't think because
Yeah,
they lead down bad paths when you're up in the air and can't go anywhere, right?
I'm cool as a cucumber, man. I'm just going on there and I'm just got my headphones on and get my stuff in there and I'm just like,
Well,
hey, how are we going? Try not to make eye contact with too many people, you know what I mean?
yeah,
There's
you
like a
see,
weird awkwardness in a plane, you know what I mean? Because like what happens if you start talking to somebody, you're almost committed to talk to them for the entire flight.
yeah, I don't
And
do
that's a
that.
problem. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
don't
mean?
do
I've
that.
made that mistake before. And
No.
next thing you know, I got this conversation I got to uphold. And this could be a 2, 3, 4, 5 hour flight.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
not
lot of
happening.
conversations that I'm not really that interested in,
I can't
right?
do it. No, I set it up so
And if you
it's
give
not happening.
permission, if you give permission
No,
to somebody to talk to you because you opened your big mouth and they like to talk,
no.
you're in
Sorry.
trouble.
No, sorry. I gotta put my earphones on. I gotta watch this for work. Okay.
I'm gonna pretend I'm sleeping.
I got to watch this for work. Well,
Yeah.
sleeping's a good one too. This episode of the Under the Table podcast is brought to you by Shrubs.me, your all-in-one digital hub. Share files, links, videos, and more from one beautiful customizable page. Picture a cross between Dropbox, Linktree, and Patreon. Get your free account with 2.5 gigabytes of cloud storage today at Shrubs.me. I think I've talked about it before, but I remember when I went to the CNE, maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago with my kids, maybe even earlier, 18 years ago with my kids. And I started to picture the guy making minimum wage, putting those rides up and taking them down every single year. And the exhibition, they move them from place to place all year, right? So it's like,
Carnies.
but I mean, how much does the guy give a shit to really tighten up that roller coaster, that ride, like totally properly, right? And so this kind of moved over to Canada's Wonderland, and then to airplanes, and then basically to everything around me, right? Not really, but airplanes, I can't kick that feeling when the thing goes, the
Yeah.
turbulence or whatever.
What
Yeah,
was
like
that? What was that?
I,
Get the oxygen masks!
I
Get the
grew
oxygen masks down!
What are we supposed to do now?
Imagine.
Right?
There's so many
It's
because
horrible.
we have like everyone's videotaping our whole freaking life these days. There's so many instances now on the air planes that there's like crazy people doing stuff. People are fighting, or there's arguments, or one guy's like not like I don't know his chair or something like that. Like there's
Mike
so many
Tyson's punching people, right?
there's so
Remember
many
that?
there's so many altercations now on a flight. Like it's like you've got all
Because
these
everybody's so
people under
tense.
stress
Yeah.
in this one space that's really tight. Nobody can really, you know, they're selfishly, look at their own needs over everybody else's. So you just gotta sit there and just okay. Like I said, I gotta be quiet, get my baby to shut up. I gotta make sure that I'm not pacing around too much. I gotta pee before, so I'm not constantly getting up.
Or
And when I
don't want to get caught by the cart, the
right,
food cart. You can't
yeah,
pee for like an
you got
hour.
you got all these things that are dynamics that make it really challenging. But anyways,
Uh,
um, rest in peace those on the Indian flight that went down. It's sad. I'm still gonna fly. I don't think I would fly with the airlines that I hear go down. If I hear that an airline has a plane that crashed, that has been ruled off of my potential airlines that I'm going to use in the future.
I think
100%. The
I think
day it happens here in North America, but believe me, that airline is bankrupt. They are
what
not going to have another flight take off.
what are you talking about? American flights and they crash all the time.
Well, not the ones that I've been on. So thank God for that.
No, apparently.